And now let's go to Uganda, where President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has been declared the winner of the presidential elections. The results have, however, been rejected by his closest challenger. Let's now link up with our reporter Sylvia Chebet for the latest on this story from Uganda. Sylvia, what is the latest? How was the day in as far as the election results, and indeed, what can you tell us from where you are from?
Well, Lillian, there has been no cheers, no jeers here in Kampala City, as you would expect back home immediately after or on the day the presidential election results are announced. Nonetheless, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's bid for another 5-year term has been successful. Ugandans, through the just concluded presidential elections, have endorsed an extension of his 30-year rule by another 5 years. Even though the EU election observers were not entirely content with how the election was conducted, the continent observers, including the African Union, the EAC and IGAD observers, gave the polls a thumbs up. Meanwhile, the opposition chief remained under house arrest the entire day. His agents snubbed the election result announcement event, and here's that story that I have prepared for you. On the day Uganda's Electoral Commission announced the result of the just concluded presidential election, the opposition candidate Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye remained under house arrest all day long. At exactly 4 p.m. East Africa time, the Commission said it was satisfied to announce the result, even though at least 1 million votes from close to 2,000 polling stations were yet to be tallied. There was a 2.3 million vote gap to close between the winner and the closest challenger.
Kizza Besigye Forum for Democratic Change, FDC, scored 3,270,290. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, National Resistance Movement, NRM, scored 5,617,503, representing 60.75%.
The other 6 presidential aspirants only managed roughly 200,000 votes collectively.
Now, therefore, candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who has obtained the highest number of votes in the election, and the votes cast in her favor, being more than 50% of the valid votes cast at the election, the Commission declares Yoweri Kaguta Museveni elected President of the Republic of Uganda.
Though the Electoral Commission insists the results reflect the voice of the Ugandan citizens, several observer missions, including the European Union and the Commonwealth, noted that the election was marred by massive irregularities that compromised fairness.
Myself, I was going in parts of Kampala, but I couldn't observe anything because nothing happened for a long time.
According to our assessment, the Electoral Commission lacks independence, transparency and the trust of the stakeholders.
Many of you may have spotted some black spots here and there, but we are sure that we shall improve, because we know very well, and we remain to be challenged, that there is no country on earth which conducts multi-party election and comes out error-free.
A free and fair election is not only about one day. As important is the pre-election period.
We are a very young democracy, bear with us. So when you hit us hard, we may learn, but we may bleed.
The election observer missions termed the voting delays experienced in Kampala, which is a key opposition stronghold, as inexcusable. However, AU, EAC and IGAD election observer missions described the election as largely peaceful, but the AU said there were shortcomings nonetheless. Back at Besigye's house, only his sister, also said to be his personal doctor, was allowed in to see the FDC leader after insisting that she be granted access to him. All other visitors, including FDC party officials and the media, were kept at bay. Well, despite the cries of the opposition and concerns raised by observers, for now it's another victory, another term for President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who in his own words says he still has a lot to do to emancipate the people of Uganda through his national resistance movement, which catapulted him to power back in 1986 and has since kept him in the top seat through the power of the ballot and not the bullet, Lillian.
Many thanks for that, Sylvia Chebet reporting to us from Uganda. Yoweri Museveni has ruled Uganda for 3 decades and has been re-elected the country's president, in the just concluded Uganda general elections.